All right, let's cut right into this one. If you've been watching the NHL for the last 2 seasons, you already know exactly what it takes to win in this league right now. And spoiler alert, it's not just skill, it's not just speed, it's being an absolute menace on the ice. Look no further than the Florida Panthers. These guys didn't just win a Stanley Cup, they punched, clawed, and bullied their way through the playoffs. And you know what? It worked. Matthew Tkachuk plays like a villain straight out of the WWE storyline. Sam Bennett looks like he was born to stir the pot, and now they've even added Brad Marchand this past season, which basically makes them the NHL's all-time king of cheap shots and chaos. No, the Florida Panthers aren't built like your classic speed and skill roster. They're built like a gang of bar brawlers who just happen to lace up skates. And you know what? They figured out the secret sauce. Yeah, skill wins games, but nastiness wins championships. And that, my friends, brings us to our beloved Philadelphia Flyers, because it looks like we've finally gotten the memo. The Broad Street Bullies are making a comeback, and at this time, they're training with UFC blood. Yeah, you heard that right. The Flyers have brought in none other than Andre Petroski, Delco native, lifelong Flyers fan, absolute wrecking ball inside the octagon to help toughen up the squad. Petroski's no joke. The guy's been grinding in the UFC for the last few years, stacking up 13 wins, 5 losses, and making a name for himself as one of the grittiest, nastiest wrestlers to come out of the Philly area. But this isn't just about learning how to throw punches. It's about attitude. It's about building that mental edge, the same one that made the Panthers so damn dangerous. And it's about bringing that Broad Street DNA back to Flyers home ice. And let's not forget, this city invented the nasty side of hockey. Back in the 70s, when the Flyers won back-to-back cups, it wasn't because they were the most talented. It was because they made life hell for the opposition. Shift after shift, hit after hit, you couldn't take 2 strides without someone trying to run you through the boards or rearrange your face. That was the era of the Broad Street Bullies. Bobby Clark, Dave Schultz, say what you want. These guys got results. Fast forward to 2025, the Flyers have been searching for that identity again. And it looks like bringing in a local UFC fighter might just be the first real step. Now, look, we don't know the exact details of what Petroski's doing with the team. Is it full fight camps, one-on-one sessions, or just showing these guys how to properly defend themselves when things get heated? Who knows? But here's what we do know. This isn't just for show. It's about building a mentality, a culture, one where opponents don't just worry about the scoreboard. They worry about walking out of the building in one piece. Think about it. Teams already hate playing guys like Travis Konechny. The dude chirps like there's no tomorrow. Garnet Hathaway, he'll throw his weight around and make you pay. Now imagine those guys with legit MMA training under their belt. It's not just about turning the Flyers into a goon squad. That era's gone. You can't just ice a bunch of fighters and expect to win in today's NHL. You need speed, you need skill, and you need creativity. But you also need an edge. Look at the Panthers. They've got Alexander Barkov, yes, one of the most skilled two-way centers in the game, but he's also playing alongside players like Matt Tkachuk and Sam Bennett. That balance, it is deadly. The Flyers are trying to build the same formula. Look, there's real talent here. Travis Konechny's coming off one of his best seasons. Owen Tippett looks like a legit power forward in the making. Tyson Forster, that shot's going to be terrorizing goalies for years. And now you start adding in toughness, real educated toughness, and suddenly this team isn't just fun to watch, they're miserable to play against. Just imagine other teams rolling into Philly, knowing it's going to be a battle, knowing behind every puck battle there's a price to pay. That's what the Flyers are building towards, and it starts with little moves like this. The Panthers showed the league the blueprint. The Flyers, we're finally picking up the pen again. And sure, it's going to take a little time. This isn't an overnight rebuild. Briere's been preaching patience, but adding this layer of toughness, it's not a gimmick, it's a culture setting. I think Petroski's involvement could send a message, not just to the locker room, but to the entire league. The Flyers are done being pushed around. The days of being an easy 2 points, over. So buckle up, Broad Street Bullies 2.0 aren't just coming back. They're coming back smarter, tougher, and with some UFC backup in their corner. All right, guys, so I want to hear from you now. Is this the kind of move that actually changes the culture? Or is it just kind of a smoke and mirrors thing? Drop a comment below. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you love seeing Philly get nasty again, don't forget to subscribe for all your Flyers news and content. The Bullies could be back, and I'm here for it. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide, and I'll see you next time on HW Hockey.